Hi, I'm Kate Ward, and this is your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip. And that's a mess, but that's exactly what we're talking about. What we're talking about is actually mulch today. So here at the garden center, we sell a double ground hardwood mulch. So that means it's actually made out of hardwood trees that have been cut down and turned into and shipped into mulch. So hardwood trees versus softwood, they take longer to break down. It's a heavier, nicer product overall. The places we get it from doesn't use any pallet wood that might be softer wood or have nails or other things in it. So it's a really nice product. We've been working with the companies for a long time, so we get you guys a great product. And it's all new for the season. So this double ground mulch holds color really well as well. Because the smaller chunks, they can gain that color. It absorbs more nicely than in the big heavy pieces. So you're going to have a color if you choose to use it, like a saddle brown, or the blacks are going to hold a little bit better than those bigger pieces you get. So another thing about the nice. Now, that said, what else is here? Well, we wanted to talk about this because we just mulched all along the front of the garden center, did some more color. Now, when you mulch, you want up to 3 inches on your beds, depending on where you are, because the 3 inches actually gives you a nice insulating layer. It's not so much that it's smothering, but it's not so little that you have to do it every year. So, but in this case, even though we just did it, this is a shade garden. We actually don't need quite as much because the elements don't work on it. It's protected by the building here and the alley where it faces, like directionality. So this is a north facing. So that said, now we got a big rain event. And so if we hadn't had this big rain event and I just filled this back in, this would have been hitting bare soil. It would have taken all that bare soil and actually created a ditch because the rain event last night, there's the gutters there and there's the downspout. It overwhelmed, that's this light line here. It overwhelmed the gutters, came nailing down on top of the soil and actually started to dig a ditch. It took that mulches that were on the top, it came down and it actually flowed into rivulets kind of near the lawn, but it didn't go very far, and we can see a little bit where it moved soil. But here's the cool thing, it moved just a tiny bit of soil. Move some mulch, I can put that back up. But if this was topsoil and I was losing it, that could easily just flow down and out of your ground, and that's what creates such beautiful plants. So one of the great reasons to mulch is so that things like these rain events that we're having don't have such an immediate heavy impact on these soils. The other thing right now is just, for me, it's kind of like lazy man's, like, why work harder? You can work smarter. It's so much easier to mulch around this particular plant right now because there's no leaves. So if I get something on here, I just shake it off, as opposed to if I had leaves on here, it would set. I'd have to be delicate. Right now I throw it on, I could kick it off, won't hurt the plant, and then I keep going. Now that said, if you're mulching, make sure you can color around the base, but you don't want to create a ton of heavy. That root system shouldn't be too far right underneath the collar here. You want to keep it, don't build it up. So we don't want to see this, trees, we don't want it to look like that when we're done. We want it to look just like it did coming out of the ground, and then we get that depth when we get out over where the root systems are. So those are just some good hints, some great reasons to get out and garden. Get that mulch in the summer. It's going to do you a lot of help if we do get a dry season. This year it'll help you keep that moisture in, keep temperatures consistent in your soils, keep your soil bugs healthy, better plants, beautiful landscape. Ta-da! Come on in and see us. We'll see you soon. This has been your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip.